Whoa. So welcome to today's stream. What is today's stream? Well, chat member, the Touhou popularity poll for 2024 starts August 10th this year. So in about 20 or so days. I think I'm right. Yeah, sure. Whatever. So last year what I did was I did a sorter that was just based on predictions. But this year, instead of a sorter like that, we're just going to order them in a type of tier based on whatever I want. So we're going to look at characters. We're going to look at the what they were previously, and then we're going to try and gauge how much they move, if they're going to move a lot, move a little. We're not going to try and fine pick every single character, but we're going to give broad strokes. That's what we're gonna do. So obviously the first character we're looking at right away, her name is Reimu Hakude. Reimu was in third place, and then she was in third place, and now she's in second place. So what does that mean for Reimu? Well, it means the same thing as Marissa. Idiot. It means top 10. Idiot. That's exactly what it means. Well, there's no point in ordering the top 10, but these are the characters who are going to be top 10. Okay? So next we have, is PC98 Reimu counted in here? It would appear not. Okay. How about PC unnamed mid bosses all grouped together? PCB, PC98, PCB, PCIN. Okay. So, they're not in here. Alright, that's fine. That's fine. Just make a tier called Rip Bozo. And we'll throw Reimu down here. We'll throw Marissa down here. Okay. Sengoku combined. Okay. Well, this ought to be fun. Control F. Sengoku. Sengoku was 166th, 167th to 174. Now, what kind of tier are we going to put him in? My favorite tier. Who the fuck actually cares? So this is for all the characters that you don't actually give a shit about. They're at the bottom of the goddamn poll. Nobody cares. Who cares? Shut up. They're irrelevant. We don't need them. We don't care. Fuck all of them. What even are they? Who needs them? All right. Now, I'm gonna give some of these characters benefit of the doubt. All right. some of them I'm gonna get the benefit of the doubt, but I am not being nice to these PC98 characters. All right. There's a couple that I'm willing to give the benefit of the doubt to. That I will check them out, but these I think she's a Rip Bozo actually. Yeah, I think she's Rip Bozo. I think Alice is also Rip Bozo. Who cares? Who cares? Who cares? Who cares? Who cares? So, these are the only characters from PC98 who I'm going to look at because who cares? Alright. Starting with Mima. Because as you know, despite what you know about Mima, she's not actually that popular. Mima, 82nd, 75th, 70th place. Why is she going up? Who can say? Not like Mima's ever shown up in 50 years. So, with that in mind, Mima is a character you could realistically believe to move up. So we're going to put her in the... here's the category. This is the category. The category is... moves very slightly or not at all, but barely matters. Lamau, come on, dumbass. What? Fine. Enter. Fine. Fine. I'll play your game. I'll play your game. I didn't even know there's a limit. Moves very slightly or not at all. So this is for the characters that are going like Mima here, who moved by, she moved by a decent amount. I'll give her that much. But I'm gonna say this is in the range of 5. All right, this is a range of 5. They'll move 5 placements. Let me change the wording actually. Moves by 5 placings max. Streamer, that's not how you spell placings. Yeah, well, if the red line showed up, I would know. Thank you. It is how you spell it. There you go. So, Mima, considering where she is, I know that Lost Word just released, wait, wasn't that last year? I thought that was last year. Whatever. Nobody knows how to read the alligator mouth, okay? So, shut up. It's mysterious science. Nobody knows. Shariel, 133rd, 129, 132. I apologize to all Sariel fans. Genji. Genji went down. Okay, Genji. You're going in there. Alright, you made me. You made me. You made me. You made me 100, 101, 102. Okay, alright, alright, alright. Not moving. She's not moving. It's not moving, alright? She's not moving. We'll leave her alone. Ellie? Miss Bad Apple herself? Jellystone! Oh, come on now. Ellie, 151, 146, 154. Sorry to do this to you, Ellie, but it turns out who actually cares. And you know what? The same thing goes for you two. I'm gonna look at you two right now. Wow, Mugetsu, 134. Gengetsu, 118. Is that higher? Oh yeah, it's quite a bit actually. But who the fuck cares? Actually, Gengetsu is higher than Lyrica. Wow. Ouchie. And Sunny. I care now. Ringo, Eternity, Narumi, Mizuchi. Damn, Mizuchi is not popular, huh? Oh, wow. Takane. Yeesh. Alright. Who cares? PZ98 all belongs in the who cares. Alright? Because nobody cares to look at those characters. That's why they're in this tier. That's why all the PC98 characters are in this tier. Alright? All of them. Yumeko Shinki? Nope. Streamer, your personal bias is showing. Yeah, what the fuck's your point? Shinkyo Orchestra. What? Shinki, 94. 90 to 94. We're moving up in the world, boys. We're moving up in the world. Alright, now Rumia. No, the real pain. Due to trends. 19. 17. She went down. Okay, so she went up by 4. She went down by 2. Okay. 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 I'm looking. Yeah, there's too many that are going to be in that tier. I need to split it up now. PC98 people swear they care about. There you go. There you go. Tier has been changed. PC98 is no longer part of the problem. We're moving on. Top 20. Alright. Top 20. We get top 10. We got top 20. Give me a new one. Add a tier. Top 30. Alright. So top 30. And then after that, we add a new tier. And our new tier is below 30 and definitely dropping hard. Okay. All right. So we got the top 30. Hold on. We got our top 30. Then we got below 30 who are going to fall off the face of the earth. And then we got below 30 who could be top 30. Now, streamer, that sounds kind of weird, doesn't it? No. I'm not saying they're gonna be top 30, but I'm saying that considering how their trend is and maybe what's come out, they could go above top 30, maybe. So now we got below top. Then we got okay. So after, oh whoops. So after below 30 and definitely dropping hard, we have past 50. You'll never see them past this ever. Okay. Dropping. And then my favorite. Lamau, triple digit placing and counting. This is for the category of the absolute losers of the losers who are never gonna break 100, and it's just never gonna be good for them. All right, now we have our categories. Let's get to it. So, Rumia is interesting because Rumia is right there on the cusp of top 20. She could fall into top 30 range, but she might also land on exactly 20. I'm guessing here that Ruma is going to be 20th place based on nothing more than my opinion here. She's either going to be top 30, top 20. She's not dropping that hard, but she might be the gatekeeper in the top 20. So I'm putting her in the top 20. Daiose. 60, 66th, 61. Okay. All right. How do I tier this? I'm gonna make another category. Oh god, more tiers. More tiers. Past 50, you'll never see them again. Past 50, but they live here. It is happy day for them. Damn it! Daiose is here. This is where Daiose is. She's not falling, alright? She's past 50. She's hanging out in the 60 range. She's not leaving that range. She's living her good life there, alright? She's having a good time. She's not falling. She's not just falling off the fucking cliff. She's pretty much solidified her spot. And that's EOSD in general. EOSD has its like couple of declines, but characters in this game definitely have averaged out to a comfortable placing at this point that they're probably never going to get out of, but it's fine with them. And Daiose, from what we can see, is living comfortably in that 60th range. It's all good. It's all good for her. She doesn't mind. Now, Cherno is currently 15th place. Oh shit, 18th to 15th to 15th. Now, based on trends, it's fair to say it's pretty unlikely that she drops any higher or like any further than her original placing 2 years ago. Or I guess 3 at this point. So that's pretty easy. She's going to be right up there. Top 20. She's not breaking top 10. No, she's not breaking top 10. She's not breaking top 10. But she is going to be higher. She's probably going to be higher, maybe by 2, maybe by 3. Maybe she'll go down by 1. I don't think she's going to drop below 18. And I don't think she's going to go past 13. Ordering top results? Not really, but I might as well try to do some semblance of ordering to it because, you know, why not, right? It can be fun that way. But either way, it's all the same thing. All right, mailing. Mailing, 25th, 23rd, 23rd. So I remember the popularity polls we looked at in the past chat. Mailing and Patchy were actually very consistent. They were, like, Mailing dropped to a certain point, and then she just kind of stuck. And this is the point that she stuck at, mid-20s. She's mid-low 20s. She's like the lowest EOSD character that isn't, you know, Dai or Quackama, because they're, you know, they're special. But Mailing and Patchouli, I think it was more Mailing. Mailing had the sharpest decline of EOSD's characters, but she settled pretty high up anyway. Patchy kind of stayed exactly the same for a very long time, and still in the pretty upper echelon as well. So, next is Patchy, who you can actually see right here, but I'll put her name in just so you can see it. Patch. 19, 19, 18. And like I said, her history has not had a lot of movement, so she's going to be here. She'll probably be 18th, 19th, maybe 17th. I don't think she's going to drop below top 20 because her consistency and placement has always been very steady, based on what I remember. Streamer, you missed Quackama. 67th, 54. Where did that come from? 57th. Below 30. Where are you? 67. She got a huge increase, and then she dropped a little bit. You know what? I think you're going here. You had your one moment. Alright? You had your one moment. It's been 20 years. You had your moment. You put on a great performance, and now you're going back into the depths. Unless something is done with you, which it definitely won't be. Goodbye. See you later. She's past 50. She's still got it. But she's past 50. Goodbye. But what about Dai? Dai's happy. Dai's having a good time. Alright? She knows that she's never been higher. But it's because of this little spark of hope here with this 54. That's what's doing it for me. The fact that she went up 13 places, that's not a small number. That's a pretty significant number, even in the mid-range here for a character. And then it went down by 3 placings. This is the most that she's going to accomplish. She's donezo. She's donezo, alright? Next is Skuya. Why though? Sakuya, 6th place, 5th place, 6th place. Why even bother talking about it? Remy, 7, 7, 7. Flandre. Now this one's interesting actually. She was in 5th, then she was in 1st, then she was in 3rd. Look at the difference in points between her and Reimu. I'm gonna say that Flandre number 2. Because Marissa is jacked in point lead. But I think Flandre fans are going to see this as a challenge. They're going to pull out their own ballot boxes. And Flan is going to be number 2 this year. Alright? Letty. 101, 103, 106. Oh, Letty. Oh, Letty. Oh, Letty. Just... See, for a character like Letty, who existed way back when, her placement was already not significant even back then. But when we look at newer characters and their starting positions being astronomically low, it's lower than Letty. It's like, oh, you are done for. You're never going to have anything. You lost the first impression battle. Now, Chen is an interesting one because despite everything you know about Chen, she's kind of like, oh, wait. 61, 56, 50. Hold on. Chen is, hold on. I'm going to make a new category. Oh, shit. New category for Chen. New category is, falls in the 50s, but still don't matter. That's where Chen belongs. His tiers are too unhinged to use? What are you talking about, man? What are you talking about? There's nothing wrong with my tiers. My tier, it's all prediction based on results from 3 years. So we're gonna see a pulse. All right, we're gonna see. Chen is gonna go from 50th place. She's gonna jump up to 48th. It's a pulse, but who cares? Because look at the difference. Look, Byakuren. There's a 1 point difference between Byakuren and Nazarin. And there's only a 40 or there's like a 37 point difference between Chen and Byakuren. It's not that big, this gap. Chen can go up 4 places. It's totally believable. It's totally believable Chen can go up 4 places. Alright? Thank you, Mishi, for the resub. Okay. Next. Alice. Alice's dolls. Not what I wanted. Alice. 12th, 11th, 11th. Now, personal bias aside, she's not looking... The gatekeeper of top 10 has pretty much always been Yuyuko. So Alice is definitely very likely to be 11th. Yuyuko's a hard one to get through. Lily White. 91st, 96th, 90th. I don't even know. I don't know where to put her. Past 50, you'll never see them past this point. 80 to 100, and you just don't know why. That's Lily. That's Lily. She is not escaping her threshold. She's not triple digits. And people be like, no, I love Lily White. I love Lily. Lily's great. I love her. And then you look at her results, and Lily's just she's not even registering as a character to some people. How is a character like Lily White that low, you ask yourself? And the answer is, I don't know. I don't know. Even if you put that aside my personal bias, Lily is one of those characters that shows up a lot in different cameos and stuff. But it's also the same with Daiose and Kwakama, and they're EOSD to boot, and they're quite low. Granted, considering how little they actually do, their popularity is pretty impressive. So, So we'll see a couple of those. Now, the Prison Rivers are a fun one because they were top 4 when they were all together. And nowadays, what is going on, Lyrica? 120th place. She is just going down. She is going down. Lyrica, Merlin went down. Yep. That's just how it is. Then Lunasa. So Lunasa is the most popular of the 3 by a significant margin. She went up by 1 placing and then dropped by 6. So what does that mean? I don't think... No, not this tier. New tier. Streamers adding a new tier. Not quite 100 yet, but used to be pretty high. And that would be Lunasa. Lunasa's first placing as an individual on a popularity poll, granted there weren't many characters to begin with, was pretty respectable. And it was always quite ahead of her sisters. And now she's like hovering in the 90s. She's just hovering in the 90s. That's crazy. Now, what's funny is there's very little characters that are going to actually have a huge change in their position. And, you know, we'll probably see this. It's hard to really gauge. We're trying to have fun with this. If you're thinking to yourself right now in this moment, streamer, this is not what you promised me. Well, it kind of is, but at the same time, I'm trying to have fun with it because it's like we try to psychoanalyze Touhou fans. I'm gonna need to visit a psychiatrist myself. Okay, I don't need to be no kind of therapist for this kind of thing. Touhou fans are all fucking weirdos anyway, so like trying to figure out what goes through their minds when they vote for characters is not my job. We're looking at characters trying to have fun. All right, Yomu. Yomu was number 1, then she dropped to number 4, and now she's number 5. What does this mean? It means Yomu is coming back, and Yomu is gonna be 4th place. That's right. I'm calling it right here. Yomu is gonna be 4th place because Yomu fans aren't gonna take this sitting down. All right, they're gonna put their hand on the orb and they're gonna call all those fucking Yomu fans back from the grave. Koishi, what's Koishi done? Nothing. Koishi's going back to 5th. Get her out of here. We'll worry about her later. Yuyuko, you don't even need to worry about it. Yuyuko is pretty consistently, look, 10 10 10 10. You don't fight that. You don't fight consistency like that. If you're the same place for 3 fucking years in a row, you don't fight that. The odds are already telling me that that's not changing. So we're just gonna let that one rock, okay? Koishi's in CDS? Wait a minute, what? Did she make an appearance in CDS? Uh-oh, I didn't know that. I didn't know that. I'll have to consider that when we get there anyway. Ron. 37th, 34th, 24th. So, as you know, this year, or last year, we had Touhou 19. Ron's appearance in Touhou 19, A, gave her a character appearance. B, it gave her more characterization. C, it created a new pairing with Yuma. So a lot of things happened for Ron within that game that gave a lot of creative fuel for a lot of people. And Ron's always been a character who's really fought to be relevant by fans more than anything. Not to mention Toby Fox's stamp of approval. That gets some people. Is she gonna drop back below 30? Maybe. I don't think she's going up this year. But I don't think she's gonna drop below 30. I think Ron might actually gatekeep top 30 this year. That's what I think. She'll be 30th at best. That's what I think. I don't think she's going to super drop, but I've been wrong before. I think she's going to gatekeep top 30 based on how well 19 did and how many works were created with her and Yuma in mind. We haven't had anything of her this year, I admit, but you got to think about how many other characters we've had that have been more prevalent than her for this year as well, right? Streamer, what about Lotus Eaters? You mean all those really popular characters? Yeah, I bet they're gonna fucking explode. Alright. Yukari. 16, 16, 16. So close to her age. So close to her age. Okay. Alright. Wriggle. 85th, 81, 87? Oh no. Oh man. I don't actually know what Wriggle used to place at. I don't actually know. I don't remember what Wriggle's results were in earlier popularity polls. Not compared to Lunasa, but I don't think she qualifies as the kind of character like Lily, where she's like a gag character who shows up a lot that you feel like more people would say they like her. She's just kind of like a character, but she is hanging out in 87th place. She's not gonna triple digit this year. She's not. New tier. New tier. New tier. New tier. She's at for the Lily tier? How? Tell me now. Tell me now how. Right? Hold on. Between 80 to 100 and you ain't surprised. I didn't spell that right. There you go. Between 80 to 100 and you ain't surprised. There you go. They're both not important kind of goofy characters. You don't understand what you're saying. I'm talking about Lily White. I'm talking about Wii Haru Desu Yo. Oh man, there's Lily. Look at Lily. Oh, Lily W. I'm talking about joke character here. Lily always has some kind of role as a comedic appearance. What does Wriggle do? What does she do? What is her comedic appearance? What, like, when Lily shows up and goes wee, everybody's like, hey, it's Lily! Oh yeah, whoa! But when Wriggle shows up, what are people doing? Huh? What are you doing? When you see Wriggle show up, what are you doing? You just think to yourself, oh, there's Wriggle. Her kick is a pretty big meme. What does her kick have to do with her entire character? Huh? Look at Letty. Whoa, Letty. You know how big her hitbox is? Wow. Wow, what a meme. Triple digits. Triple digits. Wow, Mima. Oh, she's coming back. Mima, she's coming back. Yep, this game, this time for real. Mima return. Mima return. Look how popular she is. How popular is she? They don't care about the character themselves. It's just a meme. But Lily embodies her own meme. Because Lily herself is the meme. It's not the Wriggle kick. It's Lily White showing up. Alright? Alright? That's what this is. Lily White shows up. Hey, Lily! Wriggle shows up. Oh man, you gonna do your kick move? No. What is the kick's irrelevant. Kick's irrelevant, alright? So you ain't surprised. Alright, you ain't surprised. Mystia? Where's Mystia? Mystia, 71st, 69, 63rd. She's going up there. Alright? She's going up. She's going up. Past 50, you'll never see them this pass point again. New tier, boys. New tier. Whoa, where's that tier going? Where's that tier going? Oh, where was I at? 63. Past 60. But we on the come up. Wait, where's Chen? That's Mystia. Alright? That's Mystia right there. Can't believe this guy. What do you mean? That's her. She is. Look, when you think of Mystia, Mystia has one of the highest rated fan games all about her. She's got a lot of different things going for her. She's very not that popular, but she's still hanging in there. And I want to believe that this result, they're gonna give Mystia that push. Look at the points. Look at that. She's behind by 8 points here. 8 points behind Clown Piece. Alright? 16 behind Daiose. Sega, what? Okay. Alright, getting past Murasa might be a little difficult. It's almost a 100-point gap. But. She's been up for years. She ain't gonna move up that much at this point. No, but she's gonna break. She's gonna break top 60. Past 60, but we on the come up. Alright? We are on the come up. It's gonna happen. She's gonna pass 60 exactly once. Once in her career. And then she's gonna drop back like a rock. Alright, like Chen? What do you mean? No, Chen is higher than Mystia. Chen is up here. Chen is in like dead 50. Look at that. She's been on the come up. She went up 6 places and she went up, or 5 places, then she went up 6 places. So she's got a pulse in the 50s, but it don't matter. Mystia, she's on the come up. The Misty gave you an effective position? No. But it's okay. What was our past 70 tier? Bro, we're in fucking IN. These characters are all popular. She'll do it. I think you just don't want a new tier. I think that's all it is. You're just arguing for the sake of one less tier. Unbelievable. She doesn't have a pulse in the 50s. What about Wriggle? Who cares about Wriggle? She's all the way in the back. Look at the difference in popularity between Wriggle and Mystia. You gotta amount some of what Mystia has done to that, because Wriggle is the boss right before her. Duh. Alright, who's next? Kane. Oh man, Kane. Kane, 53, 54, 55. Oh no. Pulse in the 50s, it still don't matter. She is going down one place at a time. Ian has so many popular characters, huh? No, actually, if you can believe it. I find it kind of impressive, but the main three games from Touhou, 6, 7, and 8, a lot of 6 characters are popular, but then characters like Letty and the Prism Rivers from PCB are like dead in the water. But then characters like Yomu, Yuyiko, Yukari are really popular. But then, you know, Ron's kind of around lower than Mei Ling's level. Chen fell off completely. But then you have a couple characters from IN like Reisen and Moko who are really popular. And then characters like Tei, Eren, Kane, Kaguya, they're actually not that popular. They're just used in a lot of shit because those were the big games at the time. Well, Pulse, she ain't moving like Chen. She's moving down. Past 50, but they live here. It is happy day. Alright. She lives here. She's going down by 1 placement a year. Alright? 1 placement a year, it's not that scary. Look at the difference between her and Doremi. She's not going down again. Alright? Kane has settled into her role. She's 55 years old starting today. Okay? Let her live with it. Tay. 64th into 67th into 67th. Past 50 and you will never see them pass this ever. What can I say? Tay is a character who I feel like, with appearance-wise, should be higher. But I also believe that due to her nature of being a dickbag, some people just don't like her by principle. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Because she's definitely a pretty relevant character when it comes to A and Tay. Granted, she's never really a big player, but she's still relevant to that group. But she's never really that huge up there. And I think it's just because she's an asshole to the next character, who happens to be one of the most popular characters in the series. Duh. 13, 14, 14. Alright. Reisen, easily top 20. Not going anywhere major, but she is still here. Alright. Tsukasa is the new Tay. We'll see. Eren. So Eren... Ooh. This is it for Eren. This is it. 48th, 46th, 53rd. This is it. Past 50, you'll never see them pass this ever again. That's it. Eren's had her moment. She's now hit her midlife crisis. It's over for her. She's not getting back through that. You don't drop that many places and expect to bounce back. She is declined, my guy. The Eren fans have found new characters to like. Help me, Eren, gonna carry her? No. No, because the theme that song is about Kaguya, not Eren. Eren is just there. No. You think a single fucking music video is gonna make people go, what the fuck, I love Eren now, and they're gonna vote to Eren? How recency bias pilled do you think people are? That worked for Flan? But Flan was singing the song. Flan was singing and dancing the song. Help Me Eren is Kaguya's song. It's Kaguya's song. Eren is just there. You guys have too much faith in Eren. Also, you're comparing Eren to Flandre as if Flandre was in the top 40 before Internet Survivor, and then she suddenly became a top 5 contender. What are you talking about, chat? What are you talking about? And I got so much art after that too. Wow, I can't believe a character who was relevant due to a re-release of an updated release of a old classic PV, an artist didn't immediately jump on the popularity to draw pictures of Eren so they could catch some of the attention. I have never heard of artists doing that. Never. No artist in the history of ever has drawn something that was relevant immediately due to something. Never happened before. Hey man, you see when that Frieren anime came out? Wow, look at all these artists who are drawing Frieren. They must love Frieren. Oh, Frieren's over? Okay. Yo, but do you see Dungeon Meishi's out? Yo, check out this art of Dungeon Meishi. Damn, that's some good art. They must love Dungeon Meishi. Oh, Dungeon Meishi's over. What's coming out next season? I don't know, but you can bet your ass that those big artists are gonna draw it because it's popular and it's gonna get attention. Wow. He's hating again. No, I'm not hating. Those shows are good. I haven't seen Frieren myself, but Frieren is very popular. What I'm saying is that people notice trends. They see things that are popular, and they take advantage of that by drawing it because it's hot to draw that. And people are very, very obsessed with validation from strangers over the internet. And what better way to hit them than with something that is culturally relevant in the now? To capitalize on it. That's what you do. You capitalize on the moment. And more people will be like, I know that thing. I just saw that thing. Good stuff. And they will like your image because popular thing is more likely to be well received than unpopular thing. That's all. That's all it is. And I'm telling you that in this case, Eren, help me Eren, got a PV, a new PV, popped off, got a bunch of millions of views, and people are like, oh shit, I'm gonna draw Eren. And then people drew Eren. And tell me how many of those people who drew Eren based on that PV actually still care about Eren or are still drawing Eren. They don't. Most of them probably don't. They just drew her because it was relevant to do so, and now they're done. And that character is going to the bowels of their popularity poll. Alright? Same with the Bonky song. Exactly. Same with the Bonky song. Bonky song comes out, mid-ass song, puts Bonky in tight leather. Everybody's drawing Bonky with tight leather. Now Bonky's done. That's it. Kongara did not get the same thing. I find it really funny because they did the same thing with Kongara. They really tried. And it did not catch on in the slightest. Not even remotely. Kongara was like a nothing. Nobody latched onto that. Bonky was a fucking huge success. Kongara? it just didn't catch on. They dressed her up and everything, and it just didn't catch on. That's all it is. That's all I'm saying. The Bonky outfit caught on super hard. The Kongara outfit just did not. Kind of a shame. They're not bad outfits, but this is another one of those things where it's relevant right now, and you see, oh, people like this. If I draw, people will like it too. And what do you know? Pattern recognition. Yes, this is what we've evolved to do as a species. We see popular thing generates attention, so we draw popular thing and we generate attention. It makes perfect fucking sense. That's why we do it. Okay? You good? Is everybody on the same page? Can we move on now? Can we move on? All right? All right. Let's move on. Kaguya. 35th, 40, 34. Now, look at the difference between her and Utsuo. That is 200 or so votes. And then Shion is 32nd. By like 13 votes. So, okay. So, Seiya is right behind Kaguya. And Sagume is not far away either. But there's a 200 vote gap between Kaguya and Utsuo. Do you really believe that Help Me Eren is going to boost Kaguya past the characters in front of her? Do you think so? Because I personally do not think that Kaguya is going to do much of anything this year. She did jump 6 places, which is impressive, but she did that after she fell 5. So, if anything, I'm inclined to believe that she's going to go down a couple places this year. That's it. So, 34th. I'm going to put her here. I'm going to put her here. I'm going to put her here. She's below 30. She's below 30. But given the fluctuation, she could just jump 6 places, be 28th for all I care. She could. Emphasis. Read that word. Could. Read that word. Search it in the Oxford Dictionary. Could. Not would. Could. All right? In no way am I saying she will. I'm saying it's possible based on the informations that I have. That's what I'm saying. We'll see. Moko. 8th place and counting. That's currently 8 characters in there. I think I can probably just grab Koichi and Satori at this point and deal with them. Where are you? Okay. Well, let's order them. So we know that Yuyuko is going to be 10th. We know that Satori, Moko, and Remy have not changed hands. Satori, Moko, and Remy have not changed from 9th, 8th, 7th. So we have Sakuya 6th, 5th, 4th, 3rd, 2nd. Sakuya probably going to stay in 6th. Yomu is in 5th. I think Yomu is going to be 4th. Okay. God, look at that point difference, though, between those ones. No, actually, I don't know. No, you know what? No, I take that back. Yomu's going to be 5th. No, there's no way. Koichi, new appearance. And then you look at the points. These two can go either way, but I think Flandre's taking it. So I think that's our top 10 this year. Alright? I think that's our top 10 this year. Marissa, Flandre, Reimu, Koichi, Yomu, Sakuya, Remilia, Moko, Satori, Yuyuko. Easy. Easy, safe prediction. What can you say? Aya. Aya's a top 10er, right? 11, 12, 13th. This is going down 1 place every year. Okay. Medicine. 95th, 85th, 96th. I have a question. Where did those 10 placements come from? And why did she immediately jump back to where she was and then even further down? How could she do that? She's 96th place. Between 80th to 100th, and you ain't surprised. Now, I've said this before about Medicine, and I stand by it. Medicine is a very unfortunate character because she was revealed in a game with 4 other characters who are infinitely more interesting than her. Aya. Not her first actual appearance in the entire series, but still, it's Aya. It's her first game appearance. She's a top 20 character. Yuka. PC98 Revival. Very popular meme character. Komachi. Big lady. What can I say? Eiki. Popular little bastard. These are really, like, impactful characters. And then Medicine is just there. But Medicine is not nearly as interesting in any other way. And Medicine has her fans. It's actually impressive to me that she's not in the triple digits. So Medicine does have her fans. She actually is kind of interesting, I found. I didn't give her enough credit before. The problem is I feel she's really overshadowed by the other characters who appeared. She's like the game's equivalent to a stage 1 boss. Because all the 4 other characters who appear in that game are end game level bosses. Medicine looks and feels like an early game boss, but it's not like a progressive kind of thing. It's just her and then a bunch of, like, fucking Yuka, man. Yuka and Eiki are just they're way too big name to be anywhere compared to Medicine, right? But like I said, Medicine has her fans. She's interesting, and I don't think I can understand why somebody would like her based on her story, her origin, what she can do, and what she learned in the course of the game, but she's also just had no leg to stand on, and she got nothing for her after as well. Komachi got to be in a fighting game, and Aya went on to get her own games and be, Aya as a whole, I don't even need to tell what happened to Aya after Touhou 9. Yuka and Eiki were two characters who basically did not appear anymore in any real capacity, but they had staying power because they were so... Well, Yuka's Yuka, I suppose. I don't really know how to classify Yuka, but there's something about her that has really stuck in a lot of people. Sometimes it's her heel, but besides the point. And then Eiki, whose entire character, she's a judge. She can be used in a lot of different media in that sense. But also, writing for her is... You just insult characters. That's always fun. So yeah, Medicine's just unfortunate. If Medicine was like a stage 1 or 2 boss in another game or something, I don't know if it would affect her placement that much, but I feel like she just got the short end of the stick in terms of new characters, because she's just not as prevalent, I suppose, as the other ones ended up being. She didn't have enough meme power to stick around. She didn't have any more appearances after. And it's just kind of unfortunate. Alright, Yuka. Yuka. 24th, 26th, 26th. So that's what I mean. Her staying power is actually crazy. What does Yuka do? Now, Yuka had meme. You know, please remember and all that. She did have that meme. I'll give you that. But there's no way that singular meme just carries the character. The character is... had her moments. She's had her reputation dragged through the mud a couple times. She's also a character. There's actually quite a number of doujins that I ended up finding around her era of just her and Yukari fighting, because they were the strongest characters in the series for a while. Yukari was very clearly a strong character, and then Yuka came back and it was like, oh, her. And these two characters can just have a fucking battle manga to themselves, and it's great. So, you know, she had a lot of potential because she was a strong character who could be used and fight, and it was fun. And she wasn't a Lunarian, so she wasn't completely insufferable. Isn't that something? People like unfathomably strong characters. Yeah, but she's not obnoxious about it. I think that's what happened with Yuka. She's not inherently obnoxious about it. She feels goofy, and she's always felt goofy. She's also a returning character from PC98, so she had a little bit of that nostalgic charm to her as well. She wasn't a new character, but she was kind of a new character. But she wasn't a new character. Yuka basically had a lot of things going for her, I think. So, good for her. Now, Komachi. There's so many comas. Oh, Jesus. 72nd, 76th, 88th. Oh. Nah, Yuka's chill. Yuka doesn't do anything. She's actually very chill. She just likes flowers. People think she's scary, though. I actually don't know where that came from. I did not know Komachi was hurting this bad. 12 whole placings. She is dying, man. Now, I could put her in the you just don't know why tier because personal bias, but let me explain myself. Video game appearance in the fighting games, appearances in Wildhorn Hermit, relations with and tie-ins with characters from Wildhorn Hermit. She is probably the most iconic character when it comes to chest size. And Touhou 9 was part of that set of games that was really popular. You see these characters show up a lot. So her being as low as she is actually kind of impressive to me when it feels like she had more staying power than some other characters. I don't know what she ranked at before. Somebody would have to look it up. But I remember specifically Lunasa just kept dropping. Maybe Komachi's the same. Maybe Komachi was a character who was really popular and kept dropping. But I think what's different between her and Lunasa is Lunasa barely had any real appearances, which is why she kept dropping. But Komachi did continue to make slight appearances that were more than just background cameos. But she dropped really far comparatively to some of the other characters. Like Yuka, for example. Komachi had way more appearances than Yuka, and they are 50-something places apart. Yeah, she's just been dropping for sure. But I just feel like she doesn't quite count as Lunasa, because Lunasa did not really do anything aside from cameos after Touhou 7. But Komachi has had appearances in written works and in the fighting games as an actual character as opposed to just like a cameo. Komachi was at 50 in 2014. Wow. 2014. All right. Okay. All right. That was 10 years ago. Yeah. Not quite 100 yet, but they used to be pretty high. Would you say 50 is pretty high? Because Lunasa was definitely pretty high. Like, she was top 20, I think. I don't know, chat. What do you think here? Trick question. I don't care what you think. It's my tier list. Fuck you. She's staying right where she is. Aiki. Now, Aiki is 23rd, 22, 25th. So she's obviously top 30. Will she go up or down, though? That's to be seen. Look at this. But she's behind Ron by 200-ish points. Wow. And then she's above Yuka by 2. Holy shit, she's above Yuka by 2 points. And then they're both above Momiji by 300-ish. That's crazy. Aiki and Yuka are right next to each other. There is a single first place vote, like, of difference between them. Wow. All right, well, that's that. Now the Aki sandwich. Fine, I'll put in Shizuha. Shizuha, 93rd, 89, 95th. That doesn't, you know. Between 80 to 100, and you ain't surprised. Shizuha. Minoriko. Minoriko is exactly 100 right now. She is exactly 100th place right now. Damn. And you're not surprised. Remember, chat. Minoriko and Shizuha, one of their most defining characteristics for them was how forgettable they actually were. That's real. That's not me being a shitter. That's a real thing. Those two characters did not stick out. And the fact that they didn't stick out was a part of them that made them stick out. Now, they have their super fans. There are people who like these characters a lot. But as you can see, it's a meme in the popularity poll to see how many characters end up between the two of them, because both of them, despite the fact that Shizuha is a mid-boss who doesn't talk to you and Minoriko is an actual stage boss, the two are really close to each other in popularity because you rarely see anyone who likes one over the other. Now, in this case, Shizuha is 5 places higher than her sister by like 62 votes, which is pretty impressive. I don't know where that comes from. I couldn't tell you. But point is, they're usually very close, and it became a joke of seeing which characters are between them. Thus, the Aki sandwich. So, it's always fun to see the Aki sandwich every year. Shizuha being higher, I don't have an explanation for. I don't know. I actually couldn't tell you what makes her more popular. Because when you compare the two of them, Minoriko is definitely the one who appeals more in terms of friendliness and body type, I suppose. Shizuha kicks things. She kicked things. She's also very modest, I suppose. Yeah, let's leave it at that. Let's leave it at that. All right, Hina. That's China. No, I lost my stick. Damn it. Oh well. Hina, 45th, 42nd, 45th. Breast size. What are you talking about? Why? I said modest figure, and you immediately thought boobs. I was talking to the whole body, my guy. The whole body. It's like Reimu and Sanai. 45th place. Below 30, who could be top 30. Below 30. New tier. New tier for Hina. Where is she gonna go? Where is she gonna go? Below 30. Pulse in the 50s. Hina. Oh, man. Superfan cannot save from mediocrity. There you go. That's the tier of, you know, a guy who really likes this character, and then you look at the character's popularity, and you're like, oh, he's carrying the entire character on his back. That's exactly what that is. Alright. Who's next? Nitori. Nitori. 36, 35th, 40. 40, huh? Alright. Below 30, dropping hard. Is Nitori actually going to drop hard? Probably not. No, you know what? Actually, she might drop a couple places. Hard? I don't know. I don't want to make a new tier for it. But I'm going to put her here. I'm going to change this. I'm gonna change the hard to just dropping. So she's going down. She's going down. She's been on a bit of a decline. You know, she went up by 1 place and then dropped 5. So maybe she goes up a little bit, but I think given the characters below her are tied with Rin and Renko, New Hifu just came out. Recency bias. Orin, I don't know, maybe CDS is doing something with her. Orin might drop just by proxy of Renko going up. Who knows? We'll see. But I don't think Nitori's doing anything. Momiji, 27, 24, 27. Now, isn't it crazy to think that Momiji simply exists and she is a top 30 character? Do you think there are some people who see that information and they get kind of upset because she is not a character 90% of the time? But she is highly rated as a character. She steals votes, dude. Look at that. Look at the amount of first place votes she got compared to everybody around her. Look at this. 521. Wow, even Miko got 530 first place votes and still finished below her. Wow. Alright. Snai. Snai, 13th, 14th, 12th. You're not passing Alice. You're not passing Alice. It's not happening. You're not passing Alice. Alright, it's not happening. Shut up. Kaneko. Oh, this will be a fun one. 78th, 78th, 76th. Okay, where do I even put that? Where do I even put that? I don't have a tier for that. Well, would you look at that? I got a tier for that. That's crazy. Snai is so high up. This is always a fun one to look at. Snai, Suako, and Kaneko. 22nd, 20th, 20th. Ooh. Rumia. Ooh, okay, hold on. That's actually pretty convincing. I think Suako is definitely going to hold. Suako is going to gatekeep top 20. She's going to be the gatekeeper this year. Isn't it crazy, though? Isn't it crazy? You have the Moria trio. You have Sanai, Kaneko, and Suako. Snai is a top 20 character. Suako is a top 20 character. But ever since the initial release of Mountain of Faith, Kaneko has always been away from those two. And now, she's in the 70s. Her appearance in Goyoku Ibun did nothing for her. Nothing at all. 78, 78, 76. Nothing. You know why? Because her appearing in 17.5 didn't actually do anything for her character at all. I hear she appeared in Lotus Eaters because, as you know, every up-and-coming popular character makes their appearance in Lotus Eaters nowadays. I don't care. It's very clear to me that Lotus Eaters is not doing anything for any character involved, and I have to wonder what that is. You know what I think it is, chat? You know what I think it is? is because the majority of people who like Touhou don't actually like anything that Lotus Eaters is doing, because to them it's not doing Touhou. Now, Forbidden Scrollery does try to explain the rules of yokai and the importance of the human village. It's good world building. What does Lotus Eaters do? I'm asking a legitimate question. What is Lotus Eaters doing in terms of world building right now? Seriously, I haven't read it. I'm asking because I don't know. But I've read Forbidden Scrollery, and it does ask some questions, and it shines the importance on what the human village represents. Bear no attention to the fact that in any piece of fan work, the human village is whatever. Yokai and humans, we all get along. Rainbows and sunshine. Doesn't matter. Alright? So what happens in Lotus Eaters exactly? Because it feels like to me, with so many characters appearing frequently in the story, people would think the characters are more interesting, but the popularity poll is not reflecting it. That's what I'm seeing. The characters who are showing up in it are not, their popularity isn't really like being increased. Now, before you say something like streamer, of course not. It doesn't, one chapter doesn't just jump people. Ron got an appearance in a game and jumped 10 places at an already a competitive spot. Yuma went from like 80th to 50. One of the biggest jumps I've ever seen. 30 plus places after her initial appearance because of an appearance. You're telling me a character spotlighting in written works is not going to jump some appearances? Some of these characters are going down after their appearances. What's going on with that? Various things happen, the main characters usually check it out. Ron as a protagonist is not fair. So is Mamizo! What? So is Mamizo. Mamizo is the main fucking character of Lotus Eaters. Mamizo is also an important character in Forbidden Scrollery. Do you see what Mamizo's popularity polls show with how much prevalence she has in written works? No. No, none. None. My point is, Lotus Eaters has a number of characters appearing that are what I would consider uncommon characters. And I don't really think they're going to change much in terms of, popular opinion, I suppose, because I don't really know what Lotus Eaters does, and apparently nobody else does. Nobody else seems to know what goes on in that manga. Mostly just shows yokai backroom politics. But let me ask you a serious question then. From the day you remember getting into Touhou to right now, did you ever give a single fuck about whatever that could mean? Legitimately. Have you ever once thought to yourself, man, I love yokai politics. I want to learn more about that. Because you know what I see most of the time when I see things from Touhou? It's mostly silly girls flinging bullets at each other, comedy-centric routines, sometimes serious. Political? Not quite. Not quite. I think Touhou is at its strongest as a lighthearted, not so serious type of series. That's how I've always viewed it. It's very lighthearted, but I do appreciate some topics that are delved into. Like I said, I like Forbidden Scrollery a lot because I like the idea of the human village's extreme importance. I think that's interesting because it gives a real reason for the human village to be the human village. But Sengetsu-sei is right up there with one of my favorites, if not my second favorite work, simply because it's just fairies fucking around and having fun, and that's the part I enjoy the most about it. That's what I enjoy about it. Tengu doesn't really do anything. So yeah, different strokes for different folks, obviously. There's different opinions. Some people like it, some people don't. I'm trying to gauge the majority opinion on this based on the fact that the characters who seem to be the big players in these more important conversations don't actually have as much popularity as some of the fucking look at this. Look at this. Look at this character. This character is a consistent top-placing popular character. What is this character? You think this character is some kind of political mastermind? You think this character can do anything but put her arms up and go, "So Nanoka!" You think she can do anything but that? I don't know. Who knows? She's really fucking popular, isn't she? She's just a really popular character, and she doesn't even do anything. But that's fine. She doesn't need to do anything. Because, to me, Rumiya represents a big part of what it is about Touhou that is so, popular. It's goofy. It's silly. Doesn't take itself too seriously, but things can, beneath the hood, can be a little more interesting depending on how you view it. That's all. It's a fun world. It's a fun world, and sometimes when the plot gets a little too dark, violent, or, mature, it kind of takes people out of it, because to them, that's not what Touhou is all about. But there are, as like anything, there are people who like that side of a thing. Think of it like this, chat. My Little Pony? Oh, I know you do. I know you love My Little Pony. My Little Pony is a show that is, the target audience is for children 8 and below. And, there are people who make fanfics of this series that are 18 plus. So, there you go. Is that what you associate My Little Pony with? Maybe it is. Maybe it isn't. But regardless of what you do, it exists. And in Touhou's case, it's still the same. You associate it with, you view it like this, you view it like that, and then there's always going to be people who view it in a different way that you don't necessarily agree with, you can't jive with. It's just the difference here is that this opinion of what Touhou isn't is currently what's going on in official work. Hence, Lotus Eaters right now. A subset of fans who do care about all the inner working stuff, and they also usually the ones mad at EOSD being popular. What's the correlation there? What is the correlation there? Remy is like, considering Remy's mansion and status, she's kind of like a big player in Gensokyo political terms. But, fuck her, I guess. Fuck her, I guess. I don't know. Some people do have a grudge against earlier characters. Couldn't really tell you. I don't know. I've never made such an observation. It's not like I don't care about, it's not like I don't care about the inner workings of things like this myself. Again, Forbidden Scrollery, one of my favorites. But it's not everybody's cup of tea, because not everybody cares about the world building being that, explicit, that impactful, that important. Some people really just like this series because it's a bunch of goofy characters who they can sometimes make be a little cartoon violence and character interactions. It's, shipping, stuff like that. There's a lot of reasons that people like this series, and they might not line up with why you like this series. But then there's always the debate of who's the true fan of Touhou, chat. Are you a bigger fan of Touhou than me because you enjoy it differently than me? Are you a less of a fan of Touhou because I enjoy it differently from you? It's like when they start fighting humans in a zombie series. Motherfucker, you are so right. You are so unbelievably based with that opinion, because that is exactly how I feel about zombie flicks. Zombie movies where it's about people surviving the zombies, fantastic. Zombie movies where it's about maybe humans are the real monsters, get me out of the theater. I'm leaving. I'm out of there. I don't give a fuck about that. I want to see people caught in the middle of a zombie apocalypse trying to survive the now. I don't want to see groups of people who have come together well after the fact to the point where the zombies are just an additional set piece that don't matter. I don't give a fuck about the humans. I don't care about them. I want to watch these people survive. Train to Busan, fantastic fucking movie. Guy gets on a train in the middle of a zombie apocalypse happening. Great fucking movie. Train to Busan 2, not a good movie. Should not ever have the name Train to Busan. Don't watch it. Ever. Dawn of the Dead, love Dawn of the Dead. One of my favorite movies. Absolutely love that movie. The Walking Dead, I watched the first 2 seasons, and then I stopped caring entirely. Stopped watching it. Stop making the focus of zombie apocalypses people versus people. Make it people versus zombie. Make it the human condition. The condition, the hope to survive. Stop with the fucking stupid, But that's, yes. I agree. I agree with your assessment on that. In this case, I want to see, in this case with Touhou, I want to see the humans versus zombies. I don't want to see the humans versus humans kind of deal. I like that comparison, because that is exactly how I feel about zombie movies and why I'm always so hurting for a good zombie flick, because too many of them go that route with the generic us versus them, or like humans versus humans, as opposed to just motherfucker trying to survive a zombie apocalypse. Doesn't Train to Busan 2 have a cool ending? Not really. The movie itself is like a generic action flick. It has no reason to be called Train to Busan. Its ending's kind of silly. But it's not Train to Busan. Train to Busan 1 is a very good one. Alright. Alright. Streamer has been sidetracked for I don't know how long. But now we're going to talk about Kasume. So, cool. Oh, she's right there. Look at that. 130, who cares? Congratulations. Who the fuck actually cares? Kasume. Honorable mention. Oh, whoops. Yamame. 104, 102, 112. Ouch. Ouchie, 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 ouchie. I don't agree with that, but that's how it is. That's just how it is. She's surprisingly not popular. She's well past 100 at this point. Can't stop it. She's been past 100 and she just dropped 10 places. That's, well, damn. Well, whatever. Yamame going up because CDS. I don't actually know how much CDS has impacted any character's popularity, but given how CDS is like doesn't focus too long on certain characters, I doubt it has much application to them. Parse 41, 38, 37. Below 30. Could be top 30. I don't think she could be top 30. She's 37th. She's pretty behind. But Parsi's popularity in general is confusing to me. But she's not dropping. That's the thing. She's definitely not dropping. She's not going to go above 30. But then I have to make a new tier between her. That's just you know what? New tier. New tier. Da-dun, 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 da-dun. Right here. Eternally 30. There we go. She'll go right here. Just rename that Hina tier. No. No. I refuse. Yuji. No, Yugi. 69, 72, 82. So, I know that Yugi has... she's appearing in CDS right now. I don't know what her relevance is. I know she made an appearance in Lotus Eaters. She's in that blue outfit. She had her appearance in Goyoku Ibun, and she just dropped. She just dropped, man. So she's just gonna keep dropping. So why does Yugi keep dropping? Why does Yugi keep dropping? Have we thought about this, chat? What is it about Yugi? Is it because she's big and muscly? Is that what it is? You gotta really think about this. Because Suika is small and squishy, and then Yugi's like, whoa, second Oni, and then she's wearing this gym uniform, and she's big. And it's like, what's keeping her from being popular? But then immediately after that, they put her in this pretty blue kimono, and it's like, wow, she's a pretty lady. But she still didn't go anywhere. In fact, she just keeps going down. She's big and muscly. But so is Mei Ling. What's different about her and Mei Ling? Is it because Mei Ling can be more slender and less muscle, but Yugi just has to be Omega muscle? But Mei Ling is EOSD. I hate that you can say that, and I can't argue it. I can't argue that. People like Mei Ling more than because she's from EOSD, though. Surely, right? Surely. Rin. Kaimbyo Rin. 49th, 41st, 45th, 41st. Tied with Renko right now. She's gone up 4 placings and 4 placings. Stuck in the mid-40s. I think she's passing. I think I'm making a new tier. That's what I'm doing. I'm making a new tier. Pulse in the 50s. Super fan. Below 30. Whoops. 40-ish. But this could be her year. And that's Orin. There we go. It could be her year. The Steelers is a fucking mess. You're a mess. Have you ever read your name, brother? You're a mess. There is nobody in this chat who could read your name right on the first go. Alright? Don't talk to me about my tier list when you got a username that's more characters than the alphabet is long. Alright. Utso. Long ass name, viewers. 30, 39, 36, 33. She's going up by 3 every year. This is it. This is her year. She's gonna do it. She's gonna jump above it. It's gonna happen. Sources, me. I made it the fuck up. Nazrin? I know Nazrin was really close. There she is. 63rd. She jumped all the way up to 49th in 2022. And then she went up 1 place this year. Is this where she starts her decline? I'm going to put her 48th. I'm going to put her here because I think she's going to drop to 50. I think she's going to be around 50. Pulse in the 50s. She's really close to it. She had a huge jump. She went down by 1. She might drop another one. She has, you know, we'll see though. We'll see. We'll see. Gussie. What? Huh? Oh, I gotta use her maiden name. Okay. 25th, 22nd. 22nd, huh? Well, she's obviously staying top 20. He's obviously staying. Wait, no. Wait. She's 22nd. That's not top 20. That's top 30. Yes. I corrected my mistake. Ichiden. Oh. 124th. Oh, man. Goodbye. Unzan. Oh, 156. Who the fuck actually cares? Murasa. Now, Murasa was... I remember seeing her earlier. That's the theme. Murasa. 51st. And then she dropped 8 places. Now, you want to know something funny about this chat? When did 17.5 come out? Was that 2022 or 2021? I think it was 2021, right? I think it was. I can't remember. I actually can't remember now when that game came out. But it's been a couple years. It was 2021. Okay. Does anyone know what Murasa's popularity poll result was for 2020? Because I remember specifically. I want to see if this was the case. But I remember when Murasa got revealed as a character. It revealed after the 2021 poll. Okay, when Marasa was revealed as a character in 17.5, a lot of people were going on about how it's awesome that a character who isn't EOSD is being represented. So many hurrahs. It's not Remy. Hooray! It's Marasa. And then look at her placement. Her placement went down 8 places. It's good to see that these people really actually like this character when they cheer for their inclusion in official media. It's very clear that they don't actually give a fuck. They just want their quote-unquote representation of a lesser game versus representation of another game. And I like to think that everybody who saw that and was like, yeah, Marasa, fuck EOSD, was absolutely seething when Flandre was in the game as a character. I choose to believe that because to me that's funny and that's exactly what you fucking deserve. She jumped 19 places from the game. 69, 70, 51st, 59, 59. So she got a bunch of people who voted for her because she had a cool outfit, and then next year nobody cared anymore. Now, not nobody, but less people cared, and she dropped 8 places. And she stayed in those 8 places. So some changes did stick for her. Good for her. But as expected, people just like to say things on social media and then not actually be held to their own principles at all. Because why would you do that? Why die on this hill when I can just go make a nicer one over there? And when that one gets dirty, I can just go make another one over there. I don't have to die on this hill. I can just keep making hills, dude. You call me the camel's hump. That's how it is. The game came out and then, yes. Loud Western takes will never beat the primarily young modern Asian Touhou audience that are the vast majority of voters. No, you're right. You are right. But then that begs the question, what was it about Marasa that just made her jump up by a huge margin and then just decay, right? Because 1,500 or so votes, there's definitely still English people voting. I don't know the amount, but I'm pretty sure they have it based on region. The coat. So they said the coat was cool, and then next year they didn't care. Man, poor Marasa. Poor Marasa. Anyway, she is about to drop into the 60s. So she is going here. You know why? Because she is definitely... She was in the 70s. She jumped up to the 50s. Now she's on the cusp of 60 again. So if she doesn't move, she's in this tier. If she does move, she's not in this tier. But she is in this tier at the same time. So I win no matter where she goes. Show. Oh boy, Show. I bet she has a place that... Yup. 99, 98, 104. Triple digit placing and counting. No, streamer. No, this year will be different. Show had an appearance. And what? She showed up in CDS. Yep, she sure did. She sure did. Byakuren. 47th, 47th, 49th. That's going in the Chen tier. Pulse in the 50s. Still don't matter. It's not happening. And Nue. Oh, she's right there. 43rd, 44th, 51. She did it. She dropped into the 50s. Past 50. I'm going to put her here. Nue is now past 50. She's going to live here. She's not going to drop any lower. And it's going to be fine for her. She's going to live here now. Slowly decayed into it. High end of 50. These characters dropped. You'll never see them again. These ones are living on the border. Daiose has not changed. Kane has reached a comfortable spot. I don't think Nue is going to change very much. That lost word, not going to lie. Do you really think people are going to vote about how much they like Nue because Lost Word put her in an outfit where you can see some of her thigh? Do you have any idea what I have to do if I want to see Nue's thigh? I can tell you one thing. It's not install Touhou Lost Word. If Touhou Lost Word is able to bring in enough votes to increase her placement, that's just really sad. Huh. Lost Word players don't even know the popular poll exists. You ever wonder how many people play Touhou Lost Word and actually know anything about Touhou at all? How many of them are solely just there because it's a gacha game to play, and some people have been hardwired by gacha games to just play gacha games regardless of the material. I actually wonder about that sometimes, because sometimes I hear people who play 3 or 4 different gacha games, and if you're quote-unquote playing more than 3 gacha games, you're not playing gacha games. You are letting your phone autoplay your dailies, and then you are letting your phone autoplay your dailies in another game. You do not actually have any time to play the gacha game because you have to spend so much time getting through your dailies and you're grinding. You have not actually played a gacha game in 3 years, but you still log in every day to get your dailies because you don't want to miss them. So then you can pull for characters that you aren't going to use. That's what you're doing. That's what you're doing with your gacha game. You haven't actually played the game in years. But you're still there. You feel like you're playing. You feel like a player. That's just what this is. This is what it is. It's just what it is. Next time, chat, you find yourself playing your gacha game, just take a good, hard look at yourself. At what it is you're doing exactly. Just take a good, hard look at how you're playing the game, if you're actually playing the game, and what you're doing when you boot up the game. I just want you to look at it and think about it. I'm not telling you to have an existential crisis, but I'm telling you to really evaluate the amount of time and money you're putting into something versus the effort you're putting into it when you're actually booting it up. Think about it. Just think about it. If you don't play gacha, that's better. But if you do, just think about it. Kyoko's popularity is laughable. I'm sorry, I don't want to laugh at her, though. I don't think she deserves it. I really don't think she deserves it. Yoshika, 87th, 86th, 97. Why the fuck did she drop like a rock? Jesus. That said, I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised at Yoshika's middling popularity because she is kind of less of an actual character and more of an accessory to Sega. And as you know, Sega is popular with women. Still only 60th place, but she's quite popular with the female demographic because women scare me, I suppose. 59, 58th, right on 60. Is she going down again? Sure is. Where is she going? You'll never see them pass us again. Sega fans, dying out. We're going to see her drop more and more and more. Because Scary Ladies, miss me with that. We're done with that. That's so 2015, boys. We're out of there. Tojiko. I don't even know why you're as high as you are, but sure. 74th, 73rd, dropped all the way to 85th. Yeah, you're going down here. No one's surprised. I'm actually impressed that you're as high as you are because you're another one of those characters who just kind of appeared and then fucked off forever. Maybe it's because you're green and you have lightning powers and you have ghost legs. I couldn't tell you. But your popularity is not that high, but it's still high enough that it's kind of impressive. Futo, 32, 37, 39. Futo is dropping slowly. She's below 30, and she's definitely dropping. I think it's going to be pretty hard for Futo this year. It's going to be pretty hard for her this year. All right, Miko. Miko, 26th, 27th, 31st. She dropped 4 places. So this one's pretty easy. She's obviously below 30th right now. But her previous placements and maybe Lotus Eaters. Let's be real, chat. If Miko's placement in the popularity poll is not better than what it was last year, then it's probably fair to say that Lotus Eaters does not actually do anything good for any of the characters that it highlights. If it's the opposite of what I say and she goes up higher than she was the last 2 years, egg on my face. I'll hold that L. But if she gets even lower after her appearance in Lotus Eaters, we're just gonna have to find out what happened there. She made Sanyo cry. Good. How the fuck does Sanyo cry? Now, that right there, that explains everything. You know why? Because Sanyo was presented as this character. Smoking lady, mature lady. This is what everybody saw her as, mature, smoker, gambling lady. And look what her popularity poll reflected. Trash. One of the lowest characters in Windows era, if not the lowest character. Super bad placement. Then she appears in Lotus Eaters and, oh, actually, streamers, she's like every other Touhou character. She's funny and bubbly and giggly, hee hee ha ha. Is she? Is she? It seems to me like maybe someone looked at how she was received and were like, ooh, that's bad. And we need her for this plot, so we should probably completely change her personality so people like her more. And look what happened. Look what happened. Wow, I misunderstood Sanyo entirely. Turns out she's not old, gross smoker. She is actually old, gross smoker who acts like child. Yeah, I love her because she's just like Kogasi. Yeah, just like Kogasi. That's some Giga Paperhead streamer. Tell me I'm wrong. Tell me how many people changed their opinion of Sanyo because when she started talking in Lotus Eaters, she was a completely different character than her initial appearance led on. I'm not wrong. I'm not wrong. Personality 180 to fit the narrative. That's all it is. That's all it is. Mamizo. I bet that guy who made all those fucking additional votes for Sanyo was hired by Zun. That's some deep state shit right there. Zun hired that man. Zun's got an agenda to push right now, and it's getting Sanyo popular. He made that character. He was so proud of that character, and then their popularity was like, that's unacceptable. It's so correct. Mamizo. Now look at Mamizo. 81st, 79th, 75th. Mamizo is lower than Iku, Mima, Dayose, Maribel. These are all characters that are more popular than a prevalent character in canon. She's slowly moving. She is in 75th place, my guy. 75th place. The only place she's moving is higher up the trash bin. She needs to be pushed back down. I don't know, man. We'll see. By the end of Lotus Eaters, we'll see. Alright. Exactly. What was her placement the year before this? Tell me her placement before 81st. I want to know. I want to know the history of Mamizo's placement right now. 81st, 79, 75th. Do you think she's going to get 8 more votes than Chiari? Chiari got 74th on her debut. Higher than Mamizo. All she did was show up and stink. That's all Chiari did. And she became 74th place. That's pretty low. But for a first appearance this day and age, it's not the worst thing you could see. Anyway, Mamizo is clearly in 75th. This is malicious. This is a malicious placement. This is 100% streamer asshole placement. Between 70 to 100, and you ain't surprised. Now, maybe you should be surprised in the sense of, how is a character who shows up so much that's not popular? But it's also been years of this. This isn't the first year of her doing this. This is like year 3 or 4. This is not new to her. At this point, are you really surprised that she's still this low? Even if she's slightly going up a bit, are you really surprised? I think it's funny. I think it's funny that like Aya and Snai got similar treatments to what Mamizo and Sumireko have gone through. But Sumireko is kind of said and done. But people don't look at Sumireko the same way that they look at Snai and Aya, you know? They don't look at her the same like, oh man, and she had a harsh time. She just kind of like settled into her role elsewhere, stopped appearing, and now Sumireko is just a character that fades out of everyone's mind. It's like, is she remembered fondly? I don't know. Is she remembered begrudgingly? I don't think so. But she is just a character now, and she's not overly prevalent in things. It's weird. It's really weird. But for Aya and Sanai, they kind of just like, they ended up being really popular characters, even though they had a lot of negative attention to them. She's been doing this since Forbidden Scrollery. That was 2012. Did you know? Did you know 2012 was when Forbidden Scrollery started? Isn't that something to think about? That was 12 years ago. 12 years ago. Since Mamizo... Well, Mamizo appeared in 10 Desires Extra Stage. And then she became a reoccurring character in the fighting games. And then she became Forbidden Scrollery's Deuteragonist. Deuteragonist! Whatever the fuck you say. And then now she's, you know, she's been doing this for a long time. Apparently Zun has a nickname for her. I saw that earlier today, actually. He refers to Mamizo as Mami when he writes her dialogue. So he is clearly fond of the character, and it's not reciprocated by a lot of people. Isn't that interesting? I just think it's interesting. I would like to ask Zun what his opinion on Mamizo. I think he views Mamizo as the perfect character to explain more, like, aspects of Touhou's universe that a majority of people don't actually care about. And that in there lies the cause of her lack of popularity. Is she is a perfect representative for aspects that people don't necessarily care about. Which means she can be used a lot for a certain point, but if you don't care about that point, then there's nothing else for you for the character at all. So she's very encompassing in a role like that. And if you like that aspect, you probably really like Mamizo. And if you don't like that aspect of Touhou, then Mamizo stands for everything that you don't like about Touhou. So she is a martyr in that sense. She's a martyr for everything that you would dislike about Touhou. Thinking about Aya, are you brain damaged? Probably. That's not really surprising. We're moving on to DDC. Is it Waga or Waki? Well, it's Waka. 97, 97, 105. 105. Oh no. Nothing can save the fish. Seki Banki. Seki Banki had nothing. Wow. 64, 71, up to 65. She's doing it. Here she comes. Past 60. We on the come up. We are on the come up. He hasn't even read the series. What is he talking about? I'm talking about Forbidden Scrollery. Are you fucking stupid? Do you just hear what you want to hear so you can make up arguments to get angry about? Shut up, man. Shut the fuck up. Please. Shut up. Nothing I was saying was even related to Lotus Eaters. Nothing. Nothing at all. Shut the hell up. Christ. That is not how you spell Kagero. It's Kage. God damn it. 66, 70, 69. Ooh. You know what? She's gonna go up. You know why? Not because she gets more votes, but because Zamu drops. 68 is still nothing, though. That's nothing. Past 50. No. Past 50, you'll never see them pass this ever again. Goodbye. Goodbye. Kagero. Isn't that interesting, though? Okay, so when you look at Kagero, Seki Banki, and Wagasaki Hime, when you look at the ships, anyway, Kagero and Wagasaki is the main ship for the three of them. Sekibanki is always a third wheel. However, individually popularity-wise, Sekibanki is the one who is, like, higher up. She's the highest rated one. I think it's because of her attitude. Actually, was she higher? I don't think she was. Was she? 69? No, she was. She's right there. 65. She is as a singular, she's the most popular one, and I think it has to do with her attitude. Kagero, I think, would probably be higher if she didn't have to compete with wolf status with Momiji. Because when you need a wolf girl, your first thought tends to be Momiji. Probably because you can stick Momiji with a plethora of other relevant characters. Basically, all of the Mountain of Faith crew. You can put her with Aya, very popular character. You can put her with Nitori, still a well-known enough character. I don't really see her with Hina, though, so there's that. But Momiji is more flexible with the characters she can be involved with. And Kagero kind of isn't, but also she kind of is. There's nothing really, like... I don't think there's anything inherently wrong with her. It's just, I don't know. She doesn't have as much natural chemistry with popular characters, so she can't, she can't get some of that sweet, sweet nepotism. So a lot of the time when you're like, I need a wolf girl, who do I use? Do you use the wolf girl who hates the wolf girl aspects of her character? Or do you use the wolf girl with a cool sword and clairvoyance? What do you do? I don't know. She's still a wolf girl, so that's kind of what keeps her alive, but... Goodbye, Ben Ben. But I think it's interesting that the shit with her and Wagasaki is actually quite prevalent. But then on an individual level, Sekibanki is the one who's so much higher. I don't even really need to look at Yatsuhashi to know that she's lower than Ben Ben, but we'll do it anyway. 1, drop by 6, drop by 5. Seiya. 29, 32, 35. Despite Seija's popularity, she hasn't really done anything. She's just dropping. Where is she dropping to? 40-ish? She's 35th right now. She's been on a slow-ass decline. Below 30 and definitely dropping. Based entirely off the prominence. Based entirely off the prominence of the current trend. 333. She's gonna go down to 38. Why did Seiya get a massive surge from 60 to the spot? What year was it? What year was that? That she jumped up that high? Wasn't that her debut? Didn't she debut like super high? I thought that's what it was. I mean, she had Impossible Spell card. She had the Grimoire of Usami. The Grimoire of Usami was huge for shipping nerds, so... She debuted, dropped, and spiked. Well, it was probably Grimoire of Usami, because, again, it's very... That particular book is one of the most cited, like, sources for a ship from canon in existence, because of the interaction between Seiya and Shimi, and that is a very well-known ship, for better or for worse. That is the most toxic ship in the entire series, mind you, but whatever. Shimi, that's not her name. 73rd, 82, 91. Shimi is dying. Now, I actually consider this to be Lily tier, because Shimi's kind of like... Shimi's like part of that ship, right? This is a very well-known ship, these two characters. And Seiya's popularity is quite big. And then Shimi just fucking disappeared. And not because you couldn't see her, but she actually just... She just dropped. She even got in... It's like she got to be in a fighting game. She's relevant with Tenshi. Again, Grimoire of Usami. But compared to Seiya, she just didn't. She just wasn't able to do anything. And I find it really weird because Shimi is actually a very unique character. with the weight of with her size. Put in the bad fighting games. I'm just mad because Chirno's not in them. Shimmy is a very unique character in terms of usage because I'm sure you've seen fan art of her, but because of her size, you can put her in a lot of different types of composition that take advantage of the fact that she is itty bitty. So you can see, like, I love seeing scenic shots of Shimmy, but it's just like her on a blade of grass in a yard. But it looks so expansive. It looks so interesting. But it's only because from her perspective she is so small, so everything is so grand like that. And that's a very unique thing you can't do with other characters. But that unique principle to her is not really enough, I suppose, for people. She really focuses on Sage and how she acts. See, kind of, but then the official stuff, usually it's Shimmy who takes, like, the way it starts is Seiya convinces Shimmy that it's Gensokyo's fault that her people are oppressed, convinces her to use the mallet. Shimmy learns the truth and tries to convince Seiya to surrender because an impossible spell card, but then in Grimoire of Usami, it's Shimmy who orchestrates the plan to make the Danmaku festival more exciting and get Seiya on board. So Shimmy goes from being manipulated to actually actively working with Seiya and, you know, creating a plan that Seiya joins up with. So she becomes like her partner in that sense. She's not just being strung along, being manipulated. She's actually her partner. But then, yeah, a lot of the shipping just focuses on the Seiya's attitude more than Shimmy's. And you can't even really say that's because all that happened before the Grimoire of Usami, because the Grimoire of Usami is cited as a big point to the ship's strength. So, if anything, it made the ship stronger, but it still kind of follows that routine. It's kind of weird. I don't know. I just think it's strange that she's not nearly as popular as the other half of that ship, because, well, she's the other half of that ship. And it's not quite like Wagasaki, where there's just nothing aside from, like, Kagero, I guess. It's kind of weird. Raiko, 86, 88, 99. This is her year. Raiko, one of the coolest looking characters in the entire series, is going to drop below 100 because Zun made her and then tossed her aside. That is so sad. Because how does a relationship even work with an Amano Jock was a big thing that's hard to avoid. I couldn't tell you, man. I don't like that ship at all, and I don't even like those two characters on an individual level, so I can't begin to tell you about their ship dynamic, aside from what I had to read when I made a video about the characters, in which I actually read a really cool doujin. It was called Reverse Ideology. It was named after Seiya's theme. It's a very cool doujin because I don't want to spoil it, but you read the story and it's like, it feels kind of weird. And then when you finish the story, you get to see the reverse of the story. And you read the story again, and suddenly a lot of those details that seemed kind of strange start to make sense. And it's like, ooh, that's really cool. So it was really cool. I recommend it if you got the time. I think that one is probably one of the best ones. Obviously, there's Vector Spectacle as well. That one that is extremely high quality, but there's not very many chapters. And honestly, I would recommend you only read it up to the flashback, just to see the potential of it, and then you can cry knowing that you'll never get anything like that ever again. Because I don't know why, but the artist just stopped working on it, and he left it on a cliffhanger. But the art is extremely top grade. There's some good jokes in there, and it's worth checking out, if only to get a taste for something you'll never have. I hope whoever made that goes on to make something legit, because he definitely is really fucking good at what he does. Okay, Seiren. Seiren 108 dropped to 117 after Touhou 19 went up to 102. And that's all she wrote. And Ringo was going right there with her because Ringo had even less. Ringo, 122, 121, 129. I don't have time. I have to watch streamer yap about what character's popular based entirely on his personal opinion and nothing else. See, that's a good use of your time. But you can read it after I'm done streaming because then you don't have an excuse. You hear this? That's the sound of my knuckles. I have to prepare to break through your walls. Better watch yourself. Doremi. Oops. Doremi. 50, 50, 56. Ouch. This is it for her. You know what? It's hard to say. She lived right on 50 for a while, and then she dropped to 56. I think she's not leaving. She's gonna live here. She is happy. All right. She's gonna live at 50. I mean, one of the reasons I'm doing these streams anyway right now is because Evo's on and people like Evo. So if you wanna, this is something you don't really have to pay too much attention to visually. You can put me on the side and actually watch the fighting games that interest you. I haven't watched any Evo at all, but I'll be watching Evo Sunday, of course. So yeah, that's why I'm trying to accommodate for something that's cool that I know people want to watch. So we're doing something that you don't have to pay attention to. You can just listen to me and watch what you want. And that was the plan. You know? That was the plan. That was actually part of the plan of why I'm doing so much talky stuff this week. 33, 33, 36. Below 30, definitely dropping. Yep. Sagame's popularity is confusing to me anyway. She'll go down. Streamer's so nice to chat. No, he's not. Who's next? Clown Piece. 52, 47, 62. Ouch. Ouch. Past 60? We'll never see them again. Oh me, oh my. Streamer's so mean. Only if you deserve it. Junkop. 28, 28, 28. Why though? but why is she so consistently 28? What about Hikatia? 34, 29, 38. What happened? The fuck happened? She's going down. See ya. Sagame's sick design, debatable. Amusing power, debatable. Her power is sometimes she talks and things happen in a way that she didn't want. And her design is she wears a fucking Conan bow tie. She wears the Detective Conan speaker bow tie. That's it. She's got a sweater with a mark. She's got a purple dress with a weird pattern on the bottom that people just love to show everything under it because of course they do. And she's a Lunarian. Eternity Larva. 121, 112. Where did that come from? And then 128. Triple digits and counting. But streamer, I love Eternity Larva. Good for you. You could be one of the 170th votes. Nemono. 134, 148, 140, 140. Oh man. Oh man. Oh man. On. Now on is one that I feel bad for. 93rd. I don't get it. I don't get it. I actually don't get it. I couldn't tell you. I don't really understand why she's not more popular. Because I think this character is very likable. She's had a number of appearances where she is likable. And I just don't know why she is not as likable as others. It's so weird to me. She just be sitting? I wouldn't say so. She's pretty active in Wildhorn Hermit. She just likes helping shrines. Like every time she appears, she's a goofball. Her appearance in Touhou 19 was great. Really laid it into Yashie. Made it funny. But she's just an overly active puppy. And I don't really know what it is about her that makes her not nearly as like popular. Now, 50 and 60 range is something, but she is hovering before 100, and she has been hovering around this for so long, and it's just really weird to me because everything about her character reminds me of, you know, other characters who are more popular. There's a cameo like every other chapter. Can she actually turn into two? Can she turn into two different Ons? Has she ever done that in Lotus Eaters? Because I don't think she did that when she showed up in Wildhorn Hermit. I don't remember though. I know her spell card can do it. Sometimes people like to give a different personality to the second one, because you know Komainu are in pairs, but it's only her that turned into it. Lotus Eaters is clearly not helping anyone's popularity. No, I'm aware. We've already been down that road when we were talking about every other character. Oh, you know. Suika is another one as well. Suika might be the most popular character out the gate that's prominent in Lotus Eaters. Not counting Reimu and Marissa, of course. Actually, maybe it's Aya. But I felt like that Lotus Eaters would really improve Suika's placement. But Suika kind of just... Well, I mean, we haven't got to her yet, but I know she's hovering around the 30s-ish. Whenever you don't look at her, she becomes 2. Where'd you get that lore from? Did you make it up? Suika took over that manga? Wait, you're telling me Suika's the main character now? Then what is Mamizo doing? What is Mamizo doing then? Who's the main character of Lotus Eaters? Is it Mioi, Suika, Mamizo, Sanyo? Who the fuck is the main character? Everyone but Mioi. Try reading it. I'm gonna read it when it's done because I don't want to read it while it's airing, because then I'll just want to reread it anyway, and then I won't actually read it because if it's really fucking boring, I won't read it. I think it's almost done though. I think it's almost done. I read the first 8 or 10 chapters when it was new, and I figured that with the rate it was going, it'd be better if I just waited till it was finished because it was not anything I was going to remember very easily. I'm caught up on CDS though. Or that's not true. Last chapter I read of CDS was chapter 31, 32, I think. Who knows, it could just keep going. I don't know. I don't know, man, but when it finishes, I will try to read it. And if it bores me, I will let you know if it bores me. Am I going into it with negative bias? Yes, I am. That is unavoidable at this point. It'll be the first one I'm going into with negative bias, but I will try to read it as much as I can, and then I will die. Yosei. And then I will tell you. I read through all of Cola, and I literally fell asleep while reading one of Cola's chapters. But I read the whole fucking thing. Let me tell you, that was a big mistake. Don't start with Cola when you're getting into all written works. You will actually want to sleep. It was really bad. I appreciate Cola for what it's done for some characters and different things. But my god, it was fucking boring. Oh my god, was it boring. Silent Sinner in Blue. Silent Sinner in Blue was great until they actually arrived on the moon. I just couldn't find myself caring about the moon characters. And then when they actually landed on the moon, I was just kind of trying to get through it because it was the end of the book. But I liked the build-up to them getting to the moon. It was fine. I didn't mind Aki Eda's art either. Although, I gotta admit, Aki Eda has some characters that look exactly the same. If you look at a picture of Racing 2 and Tay and tell me they're different characters... yeah. 16 had a lot of winter characters, huh? 16's whole point was that... well, I mean, some yokai were given life, but lesser... actually, 14's plot was lesser yokai. More docile yokai were awakened for part of the incident. But yes, the first 4 characters of Touhou 16 were not exactly... Well, actually, all of them. Okina's the only character from Touhou 16 who has any degree of popularity, of noteworthy popularity. The second most popular character to come out of that was Chirna with a tan. Narumi, yep. 25, 24, 31. Yep. Yep. Yep, 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 yep. My 100, 103, 114. That's Satono. You can tell that Mai and Satono are very interesting characters because I mix them up all the fucking time. Mai Tadeda is the green one, Satono Nishida is the pink one. I know. I know. I know. I know. Okinawa. Okinamara. 42, 43, 44. This could be her year. Oh, this could be this year. Oh, man. No, this is it. She can do it. Because, you know, Okina gets to appear in everything. Okina basically does what Yukari used to do. Whenever something's happening, she shows up and she's like, aha, I am a sage. And yes. And that's it. And Yukari she sleep. I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm just saying, Okina showed up and then someone's like, hey, this character is awesome. She should keep showing up. And then she kept showing up. And some people really liked that. And some people didn't. Wow. Very observant, streamer. Yeah? Isn't it cool how Okina has 2 servants that are supposed to be with her all the time? And after Touhou 16, where did they go? Where did they go? Where are Mai and Satono? Shouldn't they be around her at all times? No, I don't want to draw Mai and Satono when I draw Okina because who cares about those characters? I only care about Okina. Fair enough. Fair enough. Mai and Satono are barely characters anymore. Despite Okina's many appearances, she just never brings them with her. Why? Why are they never around? She never travels in a group. You know, Yukari travels in a group. Yukari brings Ron with her everywhere, and Ron brings Chen. All 3 of them are usually present when they're involved. Maybe not so much Chen, but Ron is usually present when Yukari is involved and actually like going to battle. But Okina just doesn't bring anybody along. She just bloops out of someone's back and goes, "Hello, I am here." She didn't bring them along when she talked to Flandre. She didn't bring them along when she went to the shrine. She didn't bring them along when the fairies declared war on her. She didn't do anything. She just was there on her own. What is she doing? Eika. 143, 134, 143. Okay. 215. Tied with Yoki. Yep. Urumi? Oh boy. Urumi. 147. Yep. 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 Kutaka. 68, 63, and then 79. Damn. Now, I like Kutaka. I do. I think she's neat. But this does not surprise me at all. This does not surprise me at all. I don't think there's anything about her that drives her home. But, you know, what can you do? What can you do? What can you do? Yashie. 58, 65th, 46. She jumped up because of Touhou 19. You know what that means, right? That's right. Could be her year. That's actually not true. It's not going to be her year. She's going to drop. She's going to drop. She's going to drop. But it could be this year. Maybe. We don't know. It's not going to happen. 77th, 94, 107. Wow. Wow, 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 wow. And then Keiki, who's actually like really high. Okay, not as high as I thought. 48, 51, 58. Yep. Past 50, and you'll never see them past this ever. Keiki is dropping. Her novelty has worn out. She had a meme. She got a funny name. She's done. Saki, 88, 93, 81. Now that's impressive because Saki had 12 places is still fine, but she's already really low to begin with, which is kind of impressive. She's lower than Kutaka. That's crazy to me. She did not get as much love as Yashie did, that's for sure. But she's going down. She's going back down. She's gonna drop. So we're gonna put her in the. We're gonna put her here. Ain't surprised. I think Saki actually suffers a little bit because some people took the Cowboy Aya joke like way too seriously and got really mad at her design and dislike her on that principle alone, which is really unfortunate. But at the same time, what does Saki really do? What does she bring to the table? Is she an interesting character? To me, she's just a meathead. That's kind of all she really is. What's interesting about her is what her relation to Miko, but that's never been touched upon outside of a couple quotes. Yashie's got a couple things in her from 19 mentioning her softness. Not that kind of softness, but it's an interesting thing to her considering what was established in 17 and then hearing that from Saki. It's kind of neat to think about. But Saki really didn't change. She was a meathead then and she's a meathead now. So yeah, there's just nothing there for her. What softness? The softness in her heart. Her heart! Mike. Mike, 89th, 106, 116. This is crazy. This is crazy to me. But this is probably the craziest to me. This character right here, Takane Yamashiro, is below Anxious Mustached Villager. What am I even supposed to say about that? How is Takane that unpopular? I don't know. This might be the biggest outlier in the entire popularity poll to me. Because Takane is a character, an established Yamawaro, a different type of Kappa. She has ties with Nitori, so she gets an in with a well-known and established character. But then there's just nothing. Nothing but decline. At all. Copycat Nitori, people dislike it. I've never actually seen anybody say anything negative about Takane. I've seen people like drawing Takane and Nitori together as like rivals. But I've never seen anyone say they don't like Takane. But Takane, right there in the flesh, is down to 139th place. Do you put her in the super fan can't save her tier, but she's so low. I don't know. I just think it's very interesting that she's as low as she is, and she just continued to drop from her debut as much as she had, because I don't feel like there's anything about her inherently bad. No, see, 18.5 is like, she was an 18.5, but did 18.5 really do anything for anyone involved? It gave Nitori new art, and the art was kind of ugly. That's my opinion. But Takane showed up, and she was like, Yamawaro were established at that point, but this was like a figurehead for the Yamawaro. They could actually, like, they had somebody you could use. Like, Nitori is a figurehead for Kappa. Takane became a figurehead for Yamawaro. But then just nothing. Just people didn't bite. But it's interesting to me because the characters below her, characters like Misamaru, Eika, Urumi, Nemono, these are all really unsuccessful characters. And aside from Eika, I suppose, the common denominator between them all is they're all old ass ladies. They don't hit. But Takane doesn't really feel like she's not a Touhou character, you know? She doesn't really feel like she's not a Touhou character. She feels like a good inclusion. And I actually looked into it. when I was doing the shipping video, I was like, oh, Nitori and Takane, that's a newish ship. I gotta check that out. Because Ron and Yuma was doing pretty well for itself after Touhou 19. And I looked into it, and Takane and Nitori barely had anything. Like, barely. There's obviously some, and there are people who do like that dynamic between them a lot, but this character is just below mediocrity. She's so confusing. And I don't know if she's going to drop lower is the thing, because there's not that many points dividing her from some of the other characters I mentioned. But, like, could you imagine if Takane was the lowest rated Windows character? Who is it? Who is the bottom 5? The bottom 5 is Nemuno, Urumi, Eika, Misamaru, and Takane. Hold on, is this counting Sanyo's illegitimate votes? Or is that updated here? Where is Sanyo? She's next anyway. There he is. Sanyo, 615. Yeah, that's the fraudulent stuff. What was her actual placement, chat? After the fraudulent votes were removed? Yeah, look at all those comments. 25 comments. What was it? Was it 148th? 109. Yeah, this didn't update that. That's kind of bad. That's bad for the history books that this wasn't updated, just so you know. Because this will lead people to believe later down the line, like, Sanyo, why does she have 109 and then drop down? What happened this year? And the answer is voter fraudulence. So, Sanyo is much lower than that. So Takane is not quite bottom 5 yet. The official poll never did anything about it. Oh, I see. Okay. Well, that's kind of a bad sign, wouldn't you say? That's a really bad sign if they don't do anything about it. Inform the future gens, did I not just? But Takane is one spot away from being in the bottom 5 of Windows characters ever. That's crazy to me. So yeah, Sanyo, 148th place, which would actually put her below Nemuno, making her Sanyo. The big cheaty. As if Sanyo fans didn't have it hard enough at the start. Now they gotta deal with the allegations. 55, 57, 47. This little bastard's moving up. 40-ish, but this could be her year. I sort of doubt it, but we'll put her there anyway. Misamaru's that low. You know what the issue with Misamaru is? Is that she's an old lady. And I mean that. Touhou's older characters, with some exceptions obviously, the newer ones especially, tend to not have as much interest garnered in them because they're old and boring and they're too serious and they're not funny. They're not funny and they're not cute. Her role in the entire series is so interesting, and it's attached to a character that people don't really particularly like, which I think does even worse for her. Like, the idea that Misamaru's design doesn't do anything for you is one thing, but the fact that they assign such a prominent, like, role and idea to her character can probably just make people upset, because something so relevant to the entirety of Touhou being attached to a character like that is frustrating. But I don't know. I couldn't tell you for sure. This is just my opinion. This is just my opinion. Yeah, her design sucks. I think her design sucks. I don't really like the old lady characters of Touhou, to be honest with you. I like Reimu. I like Yuyiko, but Yuyiko is a bit of an exception because I don't really think of Yuyiko the same way I think of Yukari. I take it back. Alice is right there. Alice is a perfectly fine and mature woman. The best there is. I like Alice Margaret Troyd. What can I say? Alright. Back to wherever I was. Megumu. I don't actually know what Megumu does, but she's been going down. She's 66. And she is not coming back from there. Nope. No, no, no. Chimada. Chimada was at 44, 52, 64. Yep. She's going right there with Megumu. They had their moments, and now there's decline, disinterest. 62, 84, 101. Oh, that's a big drop. Momoyo. She's going in the triple digis. Bit 10. Now, these ones are new. These ones have no information. 78th starting. I don't know. She's right behind Jun. Jun is tied with Kaneko. That kind of bothers me, actually. She's also 15 votes below Mamizo. That also bothers me. I don't know if Bit 10's gonna drop. But I'm gonna put her here. She's funny. She's, you know, Goku monkey, stuff like that. She's got her funny bits to her, but it's like she hasn't really done anything. So she's probably gonna not really move, and it's not gonna shock anybody. That's all. Inoko is 71. I like Inoko. I think Inoko was a great character. I think she's very interesting. Do I think it's surprising that she's where she is? A little bit. Just a little bit. But she hasn't really done anything, obviously. And I don't see her going up. So, we're gonna put her here. I hate to do that. I really want more information on her, though. Chiari. She debuted at 74th. Now, I'm gonna put her in this tier. And I'm going to change the name of it because, of course I am. Now, you may be thinking to yourself, streamer, what's the difference? The difference to me is that I feel like Chiari really took off as a character because of, well, I mean, Yuma, for one. Her being with Yuma was more prevalent than Monkey and Dragon and Saki and Enoko. Chiari and Yuma together was more prominent for her. She's also got some, like, she had, you know, she was a bit notorious for how good she was. But she kind of really clicked with a lot of people. People saw an extremely unhygienic woman and thought she is so me. Which, that's concerning in its own way. But the fact of the matter is, she's a character who feels like really, like, caught on with a lot of people. So it's kind of impressive to me that she's not higher. But the other two, I think, are better characters. But they didn't really catch on as much. Even though Bit 10 had the Goku memes, it really didn't amount to more than that. And now, Hisami. Hisami was like in the 50s, yeah. Hisami was 52nd. We're putting her in the pulse in the 50s. It does not matter. I don't think Hisami's actually going to just magically go up. But I don't think she's going to just drop off the face of the earth. But we'll see. And then Zanmu. Zanmu, 66, 7... Wait, no, my bad. I was reading Kagero. 68th. She's right before 70. She's going here. She's going here. Zanmu? I actually read. Zun said he really liked Zanmu. He does. He likes Zanmu. I hate characters like Zanmu, personally. I fucking hate characters like Zanmu. They're really, really obnoxious. They're just very smart and control the entire flow of whatever because they are very smart. There is no negative to the character. They are boring as sin. That's what I don't like about Zanmu. Right now, her popularity is directly tied to the horny grape lady. And, like, she's probably just going to drop on her own, and then she will be brought into the limelight by Hisami shenanigans. But yeah, I don't think she's a very interesting character. But that's my personal opinion. But she is 68th. She's not the lowest. In fact, she's the second highest of the characters. And I do attribute that to Hisami to an extent personally. But we'll see if that's actually the case. Next popularity poll. Won't we? Seekers. 31st, 31st, 30. Ooh. Ooh. Top 30? Perhaps. Perhaps. Iku. That's not Iku. 76, 62, 73. Yeah, that's just Iku. That's just Iku. Tenshi. Tenshi's a popular fucker. 15, 18, 17. She is not moving from top 20. Now, top 20, we have our characters in here. We have our characters. Alice is not moving from 11th place. Considering... No, she's not moving from 11th. Alice is fine. Snai at 12th? Maybe. Looking at Aya is not too far behind. Aya's been going down one every year, though. Rayson is still 300 points separate, so I don't actually think that's going to change. I think Aya, Rayson, like that. And then Chirno, who is 200 points away, and then Yukari, who's 400. These are significant differences. I don't expect much change. Chirno, yeah, it might... The top 20 here might be exactly the same. There's... Patchy and Tenshi is like the closest here, but I don't see any reason why Patchy would be more popular. They both went up by one placement after all. So yeah, I think it's just Rumiya, Suako, Rumiya, Patchy. Was it Yukari or Chirno? Chirno's in front of Yukari, yeah. So I think that's just going to be the same. I don't think there's going to be any difference there at all. Hiso Tensoku, we're just going to stick you in the whatever tier. Hatate. Where are you? Welcome to Hatate, the character that people swear would be a better replacement than Aya. Definitely, bro. Definitely. Hatate is so much more interesting than Aya. The way she... I mean, you know... Because she's... Like, her ability... She's just better than Aya, okay? She's just better than Aya. Shut up. Don't think about it. But her ability means that she doesn't have to leave her room to do her photography. Yeah, but she should still go out and do her photography. She herself says that she doesn't like going out. She just stays inside and does. She like says she's a shut in by her own volition. You know. No, you don't understand. I want her to take over Aya's role and just do everything that Aya does because she deserves it. Even though the character herself doesn't want to do that. Yeah, it doesn't matter what the character wants. It matters what I want for the character. Ah, yes. I can tell that you're a fan of the character. How you desperately wish that they were a completely different character for the sake of them replacing another character. I love Hatate fans. I love Hatate fans. He's doing it again? What, telling the truth? It's true. It's fucking true. Do you know how many people are like that? Well, they're like, man, I wish Aya would stop leaving the mountain and going to get reports. And I wish that Hatate would leave the mountain instead of Aya and go get the reports. Like they don't both run their own individual fucking newspaper columns. And one of them, ability, has her just do everything inside. And she willingly shuts herself in because her ability is so good and she's so proud of her goddamn ability. Why do you want her to go out? You want her to completely break character just because you're sick of the other character who's more of a go-getter. That makes no fucking sense to me. That makes no sense. Do you even like her at that point? Do you like Hatate or do you just want somebody who's not Aya? That's what it is. You don't actually like Hatate. You just like anybody to do what Aya's doing because you're sick of Aya. But what happens if Aya and Momi and Hatate switch? Then what, right? Hatate just becomes Aya, just starts being the go-getter, goes out, every report, she's everywhere. Then you're going to get annoyed by her, and then you'll just feel the same way about Aya. I wish Aya would come back, because Hatate's annoying the shit out of me, because he just keeps showing up. You can't win. You never hear the saying, the grass is always greener, chat? Prime example, right here. The grass is always greener. I bet Hatate would be a lot better of a character, because you haven't seen her in action. That's all it is. That's all it is. Luna. Goodbye, Luna. Triple digits. Star. 108. I'm not even surprised, man. Sunny. I don't need to look at Sunny's place. I already know. Kokoro is in the 30s. Hata no Kokoro. 17th to 21st to 21st. Right there with Gussie. Okay. Oh. Ooh. Just right there, man. Right there. Who's missing in that one, actually? Kogasa, Mailing, Ron, Eiki, Yuka, Momiji, Junko. Oh, Yuma was the other one. Okay. Well, let's take Yuma and put her in there right now and figure this out. So based on what we have, Kokoro, Kogasa... Ooh, actually, Kogasa's pretty close to Mailing. Kogasa went up by a bit. Ron's not that close to Mailing. Yuka and Eiki are right next to each other. But Yuka didn't move, but Eiki reclined. Okay. So Kokoro, Kogasa, Mailing. Kokoro, Kogasa, Mailing. Ron. I think Ron falls a bit. But I do think that Yuka... Eiki's going to drop past... Eiki's going to drop past. And Momiji, who went from 24th to 27th. And then Junko, who stayed 28th. I don't see Junko moving. Yuma's interesting, though. Yuma's very interesting. Yuma's really sandwiched close to Junko and Suika. And she had a huge jump, but this might be the beginning of her decline. And then Miko is going to take back 30th. Yeah. Actually. I think Miko's probably going to take 30th back. Yuma might get some weird decay. No, that seems fine. Yeah. Suika and Miko are a little far away, but Yuma's sandwiched between Suika and Junko by a small margin of points. I don't want to believe it. She's not going to go down that much, but she's like 30 points separate from the one above her and the one below her. And then Miko can... Again, Lotus Eaters. We're choosing to believe that Lotus Eaters can actually have an impact here. We'll see. We will see. Alright, Sumireko. Sumireko is 56th, 64th, 80. June 76th, 80, 68, 76. That's how it is. That's how it is. She's low. It ain't surprising. Surprises no one. Shion. 30, 30, 32. Now, interestingly for her, she was 30 for quite a long time. And then she dropped a little bit. But only because she was passed. I don't think anything really changed for her. So, I don't even think I would say she could be top 30. Yes, she can. She could be 30 right on the dot. Alright, now Akyu. Akyu, 83, 87, 86. I like Akyu. I think Akyu's a pretty fun character. Not surprised that she's so low. She is a bonus character through and through. What taught Tsuki Yorihime. 90, 91, 97. This is her time. This is her time. Lamau, triple digits and counting. And her sister, I know, is much lower than her. She's down here. She's 115th. So her sister is significantly less popular. But this is going to be Yorihime's year. And then Rei-sen. Rei-sen, 127. That's higher than it should be. Kassen. Her name is Kassen. That's Kassen's arm. 40, 39, 43. Pretty mid. 43. Cassette hasn't really done anything in a while anyway. Where does she go? 43? I'm going to put her in below 30 and definitely dropping. I think she's going to drop. She hasn't had any blood pumped into her in a while. Well, I mean, she's, if you look at the... I don't mind, I'm not going to go there. That's too easy. 79, 74, 83. This is another one of those low and not surprising. He has a niche, obviously. He's the dude. He's the man. But, like, that's also why he's not as popular, because people don't get into Touhou because of the one male character. They don't. He's a great character. I like him. I like him a lot, but he's not why, you know. He's not why you got into Touhou, because that makes no sense. Yeah, man, Touhou is a series where every character is a girl, and it's great. Who's your favorite? The guy. What? Oh, I get it. You're projecting on you. That's what. Okay, that makes sense now. You know he doesn't score, right? What? I mean, have you even read his book? You know he doesn't score. He's never scored in his life. No, but that's not true, because he's like me. That's how I know he doesn't score. Streamer, you're making up things and they're hurting my feelings. What are you doing? Namemon. Kozuzu's stuffed slug. Named Namemon. The slug. 69, 76, 72. This is just like Akyu. She's low. Not surprising. The fortune teller might be interesting. 109, 104, 118. This, okay. Not actually surprising at all. Mioi. Mioi I'm curious about, because Mioi is not very... Okay, 92, 99, 92. I like how Lunasa ended up getting her own category. She got her own category. Washed up has-been. Mioi is low, and it's not surprising. Because, again, written works characters tend to fall into this anyway. So that's not that surprising. But even though she's a recent one. And then Mima Deguchi is the same. Miza. Fine. Miyaguchi. I don't remember her goddamn name. Mizuchi. Miyaguchi. 137 went at one place. 136. Oh, she is triple digits and counting. Is it really... Chat? Is it surprising that she's this low? That's really low. That's really low. I know that her character arc hasn't concluded yet or anything, but 137th place and 136th for 2 years, this placing with characters like Kisume and Misamaru tells me that this character did not strike any joy in like anybody. She's just not doing it, and I don't know why. I mean, personally, I don't really care for her because I just think she just kind of does the same thing every chapter. She's like, aha, I will possess, and then I will, you know, I'll get my revenge. And she's like, these guys are so stupid, they can't get me. And then she gets got, and she's like, what? You got me? What the fuck? And then she runs away. And then that's it. She just laughs and snickers at everybody, and then she gets caught, and she's like, what? But then she gets away because she's too good. So we'll see. We'll see. trying to be likable. I don't really understand what her damage is. I haven't read that far yet. I stopped right after the Myoden Temple arc. But based on what I know from Touhou, what's going to happen is this character is going to completely reform, give up her vengeance against Reimu to an extent that she's just going to fuck with her every now and again, and then everyone's going to be like, welcome again, Sokyo, my buddy, my best friend. And then Mima Deguchi will become a recurring character that we all know and love, and all of the badness and her vengeful spirit ways will dissipate. Her heart will go 3 sizes that day, and yeah, nobody's punished for their wrongdoings. Everything she did will be forgiven with a pat on the back, and it's okay. You were angry. It's okay to be angry. You fucked up a lot of people's lives in your anger, but it's okay. And then we all live happily ever after. The end. Now, what would be funny to me is if CDS ends, and then this character's popularity gets even lower. Because that would probably make her one of the worst received characters of all time, because she had been on the popularity poll for so many years with a constantly developing character, mind you, and just kept getting worse. Characters like Urumi, Eika, not Sanyo so much actually. Sanyo might be the record holder for that at the moment. But characters like Eika and Urumi didn't really get anything past their initial release. So yeah, they had no shot from the beginning, and they never got a chance to do more. But right now, Gucci Mima here is currently being established as a character. They're working on her character, and it's not doing anything. So when she's finally done, and her position on the poll is like lower than these two, these characters up here, then that's gonna be one of the worst stories for a character's popularity I'd ever seen, to a point where it'd be hard to say that, yes, she was dead on arrival, so to speak. Sanyo? Who knows? Sanyo is the lowest rated Windows character. She is trying. My god, she is trying. Will she go anywhere this year? Who knows? But Mizuchi is currently, like, in the middle of establishing her character. And when her character is all said and done, her final placement is going to be like, it's just going to be made or broken right there, right? And if she ends up super low despite all that build up to their character, then she is the biggest fucking flop of a character in the entire series. Maybe we've got mad pussy energy in that manga. Yeah, she's kind of really afraid. She was afraid of getting fucked up by Mizuchi, despite everybody else around her getting fucked up by Mima Deguchi. Anyway, we got 2 more characters here. Maribel, better known as 546054. What does that mean? Pulse in the 50s, and it doesn't matter. Then you have Renko, who's 38, 41, 41. 40-ish, but this could be her year. New Hifu CD came out after all. And there we have it, chat. Streamer has completed his list. Wowzy, wowie, wowie. Definitely didn't get sidetracked. Definitely didn't talk about nonsense. He wasn't talking about any of this. Nope, not at all. Alright. So our top 10 is pretty much unchanged. Top 20 is pretty much unchanged. Top 30 only really changes, I believe, that Yuma could probably have a little bit of decay and put the characters who were there before back up top. But otherwise, not that much. I don't really know what to say about Parsi other than that she's there and she doesn't feel like she's moving. She's like stuck in the mid-30s. The characters below her, I can see dropping places. They're on a decline these last couple years. 40-ish. It's more of a joke than anything. Oh, let me try that again. This is more of a joke than anything. Because, what do you call it? They're not really like close to 40. Some of them are, but it's just like maybe they'll get a little more votes. Hina's mediocrity in her placement compared to very targeted here. Very targeted. Pulse in the 50s, doesn't matter. Past 50, they live here, it's happy. These are characters that kind of are solidified on a spot at this point. They're not moving around 50 at all. They're done. They've locked in. These characters are past 50, and they're just going to keep going down. You're just not going to see them go up from where they are. These characters are past 60, but they're close enough that they could probably get into 50. These are the characters that I find really strange to be in the back of the list, considering how I feel they could be more popular. Lunasa ended up being alone, but the idea of her category was a character who was really popular and then dropped pretty far down, like very far down, which was her. And then the characters that are very low and middling, and you're not surprised because the characters themselves don't really have enough to establish them. They're not that popular in general. You don't see them much, kind of deal, stuff like that. And then there's the characters who have been eternally damned to be in the triple digits, and there's quite a number of them. These characters are going to continue going down, and even if they somehow go up, it's not going to break them out of the 100 placings. Then you have the 3 characters from PC98 that people swear they care about, and then you have every other PC98 character with some exceptions in the who actually fucking cares where they place on the tier list, because the majority of them are going to be hovering around the bottom of Windows anyway. And then you have Rip Bozo for the characters who won't be in the, there you go. Streamer hates Shinky. I don't hate Shinky. I'm just saying that these 3 PC98 characters are the ones that people care about the most. But these are the top rated ones, and their placements are still actually quite low comparatively. So, you know, that's just how it is. But there's no one in this world who's looking at Yuga Magan's placement and they're like, come on, man, let's go, let's get them placements higher. It's just not happening. And that can be said for the grand majority of all PC98 characters. Who the fuck cares? The difference in voting for them is going to change places more likely than higher ones, because there's like a handful of people actually voting for them. So you're basically competing on whose pile of shit has the most corn in it. Streamer, that was disgusting. Yeah, but it's true. Nobody cares. Who cares if your character is 150th or 147th? The difference in votes is probably like 3 people. Who cares? Are you gonna celebrate? That's nothing to celebrate about. That doesn't matter at all. It's not a contest. It's a poll. Man, look at that. Look at my favorite character, my PC98 favorite character, Luis. She did it this year. She got 3 more votes and went up 5 places. And then next year, she goes down 7 places. Where did all the Luis fans go? I don't understand. How could they disappear? Did they start liking the other characters more? How could they dislike Luis? Stuff like that. This is also the pity vote section. This is I gave a vote to a character who I felt like deserved it because they're so unpopular that they deserve pity. Lame. Lame. Anxious Mustache Villager is higher than some Windows characters. That says all you need to know about the popularity poll. Well, there you go, chat. I hope you had fun, because I had fun. Is this meant to be taken seriously? No. Not even remotely. This is just for fun. We're going to look at the popularity poll when it's done, of course, and we're just going to identify it and be like, oh, that's neat. Just have a good time with it. It wasn't meant to be taken as fact. This isn't me trying to, like, be accurate. This is just me having a go, having some fun. Don't get your ass twisted over my opinions, because ultimately they don't matter at all, and they never will. But that's fine, because here on my stream, I get to say them because it's my stream. Anyways, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed, and I look forward to actually viewing the popularity poll, because who knows? Maybe something will shake up. Maybe something came out that really changes something. I actually don't think much will change. I don't think it'll be a very exciting year, but it's always fun to see if something does actually change. And then we can report some voter fraud again, because who doesn't love exposing fake fans pretending to be real fans from real fans by being fake fans? What?